They gotta be careful as they continue retreating. Inspired went back to the base to heal, but now Masu's gotta be careful. There's your use of that cleanse from the Mikhails. As again, Gen.G continue the chase, but Masu's unstoppable. Lehends went in too far. Zap shoots out of the wall, and Key's gotta be careful. So much pressure, but it's not enough.
It is Gen.G that wins game 2, and did the players get played?
First pick Ashe.
Exactly. So it's so interesting because Ashe has become really, really important throughout the quarterfinals, but also I'm just really not sure what Gen.G is going to ban on red
All right,
side.
time to take the gloves off, time to get serious. They locked in the Nidalee Canyon, and they came back swinging. So let's see how we see in game 3.
And you can look at it, you know, kind of glass half empty. It's like, we got this terrible draw. Or you can look at it as this positive thing where you have an opportunity to take down one of the very best teams in World. Very interesting stuff. Quad is actually playing Grasp Zeri here, which has been kind of been taking the meta by storm, but I have not seen this particular champion combo.
Surely this is the freest worlds for Gen.G now. All they have to do is knock out FlyQuest. They have a winning matchup against T1 pretty much in the last recent history.
So free, just beat T1 defending world champions.
It's so free, right?
But
but like that sentiment, I think, rings true. Coming into this tournament, Gen.G were considered a tournament favorites. We look at their future opposition. They beat BLG, I think twice in MSI, and they did it in the winners final and then the grand final, and then with their forward opposition, they have winning records. So like that's the type of expectation and pressure that's on Gen.G's shoulders.
Worlds of all-time games, North America versus Korea, it's like 15 to 85 favoring Korea. So we'll see.
More about the quality of games than the quantity.
Well, we
There were
definitely
15
didn't have the
really
quantity.
good,
Okay.
really good games. You can see they're stacking up this huge wave, and they're going to look for a dive here. This would be devastating if FlyQuest died.
Masu and Busio, they got to play this one right. Canyon going in. They already popped the heal at the very start from Gen.G. Busio taking a ton of damage here. Canyon's getting locked up. Lehends eats another turret shot as Bwipo goes forward. Canyon's still trying to get away. The Urgot not going to get a kill on anybody as now Bwipo's in danger. Pace shifts forward. Busio and Masu still fighting, still firing. Double knockout. First blood over to Masu. Double kill over to Masu. FlyQuest, play it better.
Pocket of Masu.
Beautiful redemption for Busio. Isaac, you talked about it in game number 1. The struggles that he had during MSI, the comeback during summer, and now to be the enabler of the early double kill from Masu against Gen.G 4 minutes into the game, just huge.
Gen.G gained the advantage on the grub. They did so by bringing Lehends up. FlyQuest needed to make a cross map happen, and they rightly do it. We talked in game 1 about playing with the nameplates off. They didn't look at FaZe's names, they just saw an Ezreal that should have died.
Bwipo in trouble as Canyon trying to make his presence known up here on the top side. Bwipo's locked up, beat down. Canyon gets Gen.G on the board.
Gonna be delayed in terms of contest for the grubs. This means that FlyQuest should have advantage on this objective.
However, teleports are now unleashed, and Chovy does have his cooldown ready to fire. As soon as he gets back to the base, he could join the fight in that 4-second moment's notice. Masu clearing out the ward, Canyon and Lehends both making their way up to this topside river as well. Gen.G ready to commit for the second set of the grubs as Quad continues backing away from Paze, and Bwipo wants to keep the bot lane pushing.
And the question is, can FlyQuest get that first fight to set up for success in the rest of the 5v5?
Well, Gen.G is going to get their first turret of the game here in the bottom lane. Canyon came down to apply enough pressure to force Bwipo to step back so that Keen is able to secure the turret. But now it's Keen under pressure. FlyQuest going in for the fight. Bwipo will lead the charge as Inspired on the approach right next to Busio. Keen doing a good job kiting these guys out for now, but his goal is only to buy time. There is no escape here for the Crocodile, and Quad gets the 4th kill for FlyQuest, but the trade in mid lane is there. It's the Rift Herald summoned up by Gen.G. They use it to force the tier 1 turret down, and Lehends drives it back into the tier 2. Now Inspired and Busio show up to force Lehends back, so ultimately Gen.G do close the gold gap despite FlyQuest getting the pick down in the bottom
TP
lane.
flank.
But a TP up in the top side now as Chovy could be in trouble. Bwipo moving in, still moving towards this guy, slows him down with a grenade, and now trying to get that extra little bit of space. Disdain with the flash! Bwipo finds Chovy, but where's the rest of the damage? Busio wants to go in, but he will not get his man. Inspired still hanging around here. Farsight trinket from Gen.G to stop the FlyQuest jungler. Canyon showing up, and another TP is coming in from Gen.G. Inspired is way too far forward, and surely he dies. Gen.G with a beautiful punch back. Yeah, FlyQuest also, you got to look at the item power spikes. Not fully completed second item for Quad yet compared to Chovy, who is at the mark. Down to the bottom lane, Chovy going in with the stolen lightning crash. Quad with a sidestep away from multiple ultis as Boostio counterattacks with the quickness, but Gen G's still got more men. Inspired wants to go in and find some sort of an angle here for the ulti. He only gets Canyon, another knockup, but the Gen G jungler's way too tanky. Inspired's gonna die again if he's not careful as Keen kills Bwipo down in the corner. Lahen's still retreating. He's got the unbreakable, but how breakable is he? Masu goes to the rampage, and Chovy keeps running. Canyon regenerating with the Warmogs now, and that could be the difference. FlyQuest now feels the pressure. They've got to continue backing away. Keen can't join because he doesn't have a teleport, but Gen G's feeling confident.
Chovy has the push in top once more. They still hold on to their mid and top tower, and FlyQuest, it feels like the pressure is continuing to mount.
Back to what we were talking about at the very beginning of the game when FlyQuest got that double kill in the bot lane.
Canyon's behind him.
Canyon coming in, Gen G making their move. Inspired's gonna be the target here, but he tries to force the enemy front line back. The Skarner's locked up in the front, he's gonna get beat down. The Sterix ain't gonna matter yet again, he drags two back. Into the back line goes Chovy. Inspired flashing away to barely stay alive, but now Bwipo's gonna be in danger as well. The first kill is going over to the stolen ulti, and Chovy puts Bwipo in the grinder. Now Pei's gotta be careful. There goes your Void Seeker. Pei's still getting away for now. Masu trying to fire a few more of these off. Quad and the rest of FlyQuest trying to get at least a little bit of mid lane pressure here. They're down a man. They got to be careful as they continue retreating. Inspired went back to the base to heal, but now Masu's got to be careful. There's your use of that cleanse from the Mikhails. As again, Gen G continue the chase, but Masu's unstoppable. Lahen's went in too far. Zap shoots out of the wall, and Keen's got to be careful. So much pressure, but it's not enough. Masu cuts them down. Oh, ye of little faith. Believe in Masu on the AD carry. Chovy still trying to escape. He dashes back over the wall, and FlyQuest take a huge fight.
And they're gonna go to the Baron Flowers. They're gonna go straight for it here. Bwipo is chasing for the kill. He has his ulti up in a second. He'll see if he can find Chovy, but it's Masu, the Canadian sniper, stepping up and getting the triple.
And Bwipo even finds Chovy. He damages him with the grenade over the wall. Chovy's death is going to be certain. It is going to be delayed, and FlyQuest just found their moment. Quad, 3-item power spike now as well with his Blade of the Ruin King completed on the Zeri. FlyQuest push continues as Canyon, Pei's, and Lahen's will back away from the tier 2, while Chovy takes a tier 2 over in the mid lane. Gen G is applying split pressure. They're making FlyQuest answer Chovy as they continue pushing down the top lane. 4 turrets to 4.
6K is the gold lead. The Baron will wear off. And now we return to a state where FlyQuest must find one more fight, and if they can, they will bring Gen G to match point. The clock ticks down. We take a moment to breathe. We'll give Flowers that opportunity to get his breath ready as we build closer to that ever-important fight. They both take placement in the mid-wave. They contest, and here we go.
With the flash disdain, Canyon's gonna be your target here in the front, but a nice counter-attack coming up from Chovy. Beautiful stolen Skarner ulti. Isn't enough. Masu's low. Killer Instinct to give him the shield to try to stay alive as Keen dives into the back line, and Bwipo's already gonna be killed. Top for top. 1 for 1. Masu, legendary, but FlyQuest bleeding.
Quad pushing out mid here is going to be able to get this tier 2, so the gold lead does extend, but soul point for Gen G with the most powerful soul in the game. FlyQuest tried to go aggressive on that play, but Chovy shutting them down with the big 2-man ulti really made it difficult.
There is no Warmogs on this Gen G support, so FlyQuest will, if nothing else, have control over the topside river to secure vision for the Baron.
Masu now on true 6 items here. FlyQuest starting up the Baron.
TP coming in from Gen G. True Shot Barrage flies out from Pei's, only hits Inspired. Baron down to 60%. Keen is on the flank, and FlyQuest do not know. They've got to be careful about this one as they continue DPS here for the Baron. Canyon and King gonna step up. Masu's already under pressure, and immediately Boostio was about to die. Keen's gonna get bursted down to the front line on the other side, and Masu stays alive. He's still firing, still fighting. Quad pushes forward, goes with killing spree. 4 versus 3, but Pei's fights back. A beautiful shutdown over the Ezreal as Bwipo jumps into the disdain. Pei's goes into the stratosphere, and Masu goes legendary. FlyQuest just killed everybody but Canyon. They're back on the Baron.
An impressive fight once again comes through from FlyQuest as they dance with the dangerous Baron, but they succeed and come out on top. Already.
to send him back to base.
And you can see the look on Busio's face. That has to be the stress of that play where he was exploded at the very beginning. Bwipo, pure joy, the love of League of Legends, the love of competition as FlyQuest with a 5-man push. Now in the bottom lane, trying to crack the base of Gen G. Keen and Chovy on the side. Chovy with the stolen Rakan ulti, look for the quickness as Busio jumps in. Turret's already down. FlyQuest forcing the issue, but a true shot barrage over the top of 4 is going to try to hold the line for Gen G. They continue backing away. FlyQuest took a couple of hits, but they claim the inhibitor.
Gen G are not just bleeding, they are falling apart as FlyQuest with a 10k gold lead here in Game 3.
All eyes on Chovy for the Gen G fans. Remember, when Gen G won the fight in mid lane, it was Chovy's stolen Skarner ultimate that made it happen when they were 7,000 gold behind. Now, at a 10,000 gold deficit, they're gonna need something even greater. True shot barrage with no results this time. Chovy eating a little bit of damage as Inspired moves forward, and the second inhibitor will fall. 30 seconds left on this Baron timer. 15 seconds until the Drake spawns, and FlyQuest will move in position to bring this game to 3 Drakes to 3.
And look at the map. There's no vision at all for Gen G. They have no way to contest this whatsoever. They can't get out there, so they're gonna have to give up this dragon here, give up their shot at the soul for now, and hope that they can hold the line in their base. But FlyQuest crossing the T's, dotting the I's, getting everything they want to try to close out this game.
The circumstances of the fight are a matter of which frontline falls first.
There's 1 minute left until the bot lane inhibitor respawns. 2 left on the mid lane inhibitor timer. Tons of damage from Pays onto Inspired. The Mystic shots bringing him low as Bwipo buffers through some of the CC. Mikhails to try to get him further back. Gen G doing a great job forcing FlyQuest away. Bwipo barely getting away from that last Mystic shot that would have triggered another Winter's Bite and could have potentially allowed Gen G to chase further.
They do get the teleport though from Chovy critically, so now they go back, they regen up, and it's gonna get them harder.
That's 3 ultis gone. Canyon ulti, Pays ulti, Lahen's ulti. The TP comes back in. FlyQuest are ready to fight.
FlyQuest keeping it going. 3rd inhibitor turret under pressure. The wave is being cleared out as the super minions pressure the bottom lane and the mid lane together. FlyQuest backing away. The Baron spawns in 5 seconds.
Exactly, and they're just gonna go right in onto the Baron. Their supers still moving up mid lane here. It's gonna get very difficult. FlyQuest can just 2-man this while the rest of them look to block out Gen G from responding.
Masu does a ton of damage to this objective all by his lonesome. Canyon would lead the charge for Gen G. Chovy has lost a good chunk of HP here in the approach. The FlyQuest squad just trying to buy a little bit of time to secure the Baron, but Bwipo might die. Quad going in for the lightning crash. Gen G are dying. FlyQuest have already killed everybody. FlyQuest will push Gen G to the absolute limit. They will take a 2-1 lead.
It's Quad with the Quadra. FlyQuest march on the Nexus.
The first Nexus turret, the second Nexus turret, the Nexus itself will all fall to pieces. FlyQuest are 1 game away from semifinals.